Hi there, and welcome back to my channel Fullstack Explorers. As we talked about handlers in our last video, today we will talk about API handlers and how it's work in Fresh.js framework. API handlers is used to create APIs in Fresh.js framework. You can do CRUD operation with it in your database. Let's delve into it quickly without wasting any more time. Go to APIs folder. Let's delete this joke API first, as we don't need it anymore. Create a new file in APIs folder by right-click on it. Click on New File. I'll name this file categories.ts. In APIs folder, we will make .ts files instead of .tsx. Let's make a handler here. The syntax is same we make one in our last video. Handler have a type handlers, which provided by Fresh.js. I'll make a GET request here to get categories. Create a try catch here to catch error if our API issues. Let's go to our blog route and get the categories data which we made before in our last video. Don't worry about database, we will use Mongodb next videos, and I'll tell you guys briefly how to connect and use Mongodb. Now paste the custom categories data above the handler in our categories API file. In try, I'll make a variable named categories and store our custom categories in it for now. Now return a response here which send data in JSON stringify form to client side. We can add status here. We will use status code utility provided by Deno, and status code will be OK, which means 200 by the way. The status text will be data received. I forgot to export the handler, also it's handler, not handlers. Always remember wherever you make handler, whether in routes file or APIs file, always export the handler, otherwise it will not work and you will got issues. Now save the file. Now go to islands folder, I'll make a file, blog island. I'm going to use client-side functionality. As I have already explained in my past videos, you can write client-side code, also known as front-end code, in server-side files and vice versa. In island, you can write client-side code, so I'll do the API integration here. Now make a default function here. I'm using an extension which provide custom default function. Although it's used for React, but as Fresh.js use p-React, it's quite handy here. Remove the import statement here, as we are not using React here. Copy the island name. Now go to our blog route, click on index.tsx file, remove the content in the div and call the blog island function here. Save the file, run the server by typing Deno task start in the terminal. Now as the server is running, check the changes in the browser. As it's a blog route, I'll go to /blog route. Now let's get back to VS Code. I'll make a function here to fetch the data. This will be an async function as we will get the data from API here. Now I'll use try catch here too. It's a good practice to use try catch though. In catch, throw the error so we can get in the browser if the try block got any issues. Now in try block, I'll make a response variable which will be await. We can use Axios here, as it's not giving the suggestion in Deno. Let's switch to fetch and use fetch to get the data from API for now. In fetch, the route will be the same as the folder structure. Go in API folder. It will be /API. As an API folder, we have categories file, so it will be /API/categories and the file name which we made to use API code, where our handler exists. After that in .then, there we will get a response from API. The response will be in JSON from. Let's add a console here to check the response in our browser. Let's call the function in useEffect. Now you will be wondering what is useEffect here. Let me explain. useEffect is a hook in React or p-React that enables you to perform side effects in function components. Side effects are actions that happen outside the main flow of your application, such as data fetching, setting up subscriptions, or manipulating the DOM. When you call useEffect, you provide it with a function that contains the code for your side effect, as we call our fetch data function here. It will execute this function after rendering the component for the first time and after every update. If you want to run the effect only once after the initial render, you can pass an empty dependency array as the second argument to useEffect. Save the changes and let's check our console in our web browser, as our server is running fine with no errors. Now right-click on your browser and press Inspect, or press Ctrl+Shift+I To open the Inspect window, check Console. Now, as you can see, we are getting the categories data in our browser. That's it for now. I hope you understand how to use handlers as API in Fresh.js framework. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel to support my work. I'll see you in the next video. Happy coding!